Podtacular, the unofficial Halo Universe podcast, presents episode 897, Decades Long Run. Record live on July 31st, 2025. Hello everyone, welcome to Podtacular, the unofficial Halo Universe podcast. I am your co-host, Duststorm.
I'm your other host, Godzilla T.
And it has been 2 months since our last podcast together because, lo and behold, if people don't know at this point, we had baby number 2.
Dust did, I didn't.
Well, yes,
Well, technically,
my
Dust's
family.
wife had the baby. I wasn't involved.
No. Other than moral support, which we appreciate.
Yay! Oh,
Yay! Yeah, so been a couple of months since we've been around talking about some Halo news and whatnot. We've had a couple of interviews in between the mix of things. Last one we had was with Archer Bloodshot, who made the Mountain Dew Halo 3 theme map a couple years ago, and some other Forge maps that people probably recognize his name for. And one of the more prominent figureheads of the LATAM region. So we got to talk about how Halo influence is a little bit different down there than it is in the US, and his time with Forge and all that cool stuff. So if you haven't had a chance to go listen to the episode, definitely recommend you go check it out. Since it's been a while since we've even had the podcast between the two of us, we'll just kind of do a little catch up on life and Halo as things have gone. Obviously, for me, baby number 2, been spending a lot of time at home. Unfortunately, I have to go back in 11 days back to work, which I'm not ready for because there's a whole bunch of things I was hoping to accomplish while I was off, and I've maybe done 30% of those things I wanted to do.
yeah. I always have a list for my days off, and it almost never gets touched.
I have some things written down of what I want to get done. That probably accounts for 20% of the things that I want to get done at any given time.
No, I just quit writing them down because I'd look at the list and I'd get depressed.
Well, some I have on sticky notes on certain places. So if it's related to a certain room or a certain area, then I have a sticky note for it. And there was a good while where I was actually knocking out a sticky note like every week to every month.
I'd have yellow walls.
If I had everything written down that I wanted, my desk would be completely covered in sticky notes because half of it is going through old photo albums that I haven't gone through, going through Halo Outpost videos that I still haven't touched, and pictures, family trip, working on Virgil, working on updating the Podtacular website, working on whatever coding project that I've been wanting to work on, actually cleaning my desk, which I actually had to do a little bit today because it was getting to the point where I can't really do anything here, so I need to clean some stuff up. Reindexing my Plex server, going through and moving things from Raspberry Pi over to a proper, like, doing Proxmox and stuff like that. So, like,
well, yeah. Let's put it this way. This you see here, yeah, this is stage. You don't want to look over there.
I do have these that I want to install eventually, the Govee LED light things up back there. I've got the 2 packs, and they have like it's supposed to be 6 bars on one outlet thing. So I haven't decided what shape I'm going to put up there because they have the little angle things too, I think. But at some point I want to put those back there. And also, I was going to put a shelf back. I like how I'm using this as like a stick now. A shelf back there. And for everyone that's listening only audio, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But behind me is a purple wall, which has pretty much been the scene for my video on the Twitch.
Well, that's purple. It looks gray to me.
The color grading that I have on the camera makes it a little bit gray to kind of pop the color.
No, it makes it a lot gray.
It is a grayish purple, and it's actually called Box Office, if you can believe it or not.
Box Office.
And
Did
one
you
of the
pick
reasons,
the color by name or what?
No, actually.
Oh, okay. At least you looked at the color first.
I picked the color by color. It just so happened that it was called Box Office, and primary purpose of it was we have a projector screen and a projector, which currently isn't set up at the moment, but a 104-inch projector screen that we used to watch movies on when my basement wasn't a collecting ground for everything else in the house. Yeah. You can barely see the corner of my monitor over here. Well, actually, on the Twitch stream, it's cornered out, but in the video stream between me and GT, you can see the border of it right here. Lots of projects, and that's just the ones at my desk. Not to mention all the other household projects of finishing all the electrical projects I've started and not finished. Actually, I'm close to finishing getting all my network stuff into a little network closet.
Nice.
My 3D printer has been working hard this week. And also, I've had a few wasted prints because I've decided to change the way I've done things, or I got the wrong thing.
Oops.
Yeah, but it works. This is a concept print that I use for... I have Ubiquity at home because the church that I do IT for also has Ubiquity. So just to be familiar with the platform and also have a VPN tunnel back here. I just got the same hardware, and this mounts right up into my little network cabinet, and it worked. And I have two of them, so I want to do, okay, I'll do a double. I ended up doing a double instead, but it worked. This worked really well. So I've got the whole waste bin down there of other old prints. I could go on and on. How about you?
Work, eat, sleep, play Halo. If you've tuned into any of the game nights recently, you've heard the recent excitement around here about how I'm now the proud owner of a Harbor Freight generator that I've got all of 10 minutes on.
I'm sure it'll come in handy at some point in the future.
Yeah, it probably won't start then.
Hey, Dylan, how you doing? Welcome to the Twitch chat.
No.
Yeah, I've managed to get some Halo time on to at least play some of the playlists that have come out. So I tried the S&D. Either not my game mode, or I think it's one of those things where that's better in a custom lobby than it is in matchmaking.
Well, I think that playlist is for a group of people that really want to focus on it. I mean, it's not a casual play.
No.
You know, if it would probably do better as a more competitive playlist than a casual playlist.
But they had a ranked and social version of it, right?
Yeah, they did. Like I said, the game mode itself, I think it fits
should just be more
competitive
ranked
and better than it is social.
I would have liked to play it with the group, and I'm sure it's still in matchmaking. It'll be in matchmaking somewhere, so maybe at some point I can play it with a group of 4 and actually have mics on and be strategic about it. I was plagued with players quitting on my team, players not moving on my team, also just being rusty. So all around, it was not a great time. I was having a bad day from a previous, just having kids. You deal with ups and downs, and I was trying to play Halo to relax, and it was not a relaxing experience. Would have been better just to take a nap that day instead of play Halo, but I wanted to play Halo. I did play the Halo 3 playlist that when it was around, and that was a lot of fun.
That was fun.
The one coming up next week looks pretty interesting. Bobby's saying last week was probably the best Frank Friday that we've had in a while. Last week was the first one I think I've attended in like a month.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. We were actually doing good-ish.
We had a few good games from when I was there. I'm glad to hear it. It's good to have a actually good pace of games and not be screwed over by the algorithm. So yeah. We've got a lot of random things to talk about tonight since we haven't really had this kind of format in a couple of months. First, some news. We're just going to hop around to some things that I have on top of my mind. GT, I don't know how much you're following, but first thing is I will be at Worlds, at least right now, that's the plan. We'll be there with a trinket to celebrate our 20-year anniversary, since that was actually 3 days ago. So Podtacular is actually, as of this recording, 20 years old.
And still not old enough to drink. Oh.
Well, you can't figure out home, and your parents let you. So there's that. Or if you're overseas, then yeah, you can drink. Just not in the U.S.
Just not in the States.
Not out publicly, at least. Drink responsibly, kids. So I will be there. As far as the current schedule is, we'll have a special little trinket of some kind. I'm not going to give away too many secrets on that. There's a few people that know what that is that I've shown off to a core group of people. It'll be something that if you're going, you will probably want to get your hands on. Also, this will be the last year of competitive Halo Infinite for the Halo Championship Series. After this year, they're done with competitive Infinite as far as like a major series is concerned. They'll still support individual tournaments, so Space Station Gaming, Optic, LVT, those hosted kind of events will still be going on, and they'll still get funding from 343. But as far as having a full season of competitive Halo, this is going to be the last one for Infinite until the next multiplayer game comes out, or more information about that. So we'll see. Anything else about Worlds? Tickets are rapidly selling. There's, as of yesterday, 2 days ago, they're 70% sold out general admission tickets. So if you're planning on going, you might want to get a ticket sooner rather than later, because they are going pretty quick. All the VIP tickets, I think, sold out within 2 hours of them going live on sale, if not less than that. Master Chief and Cortana will be there, so Steve Downs and Jen Tender will be there again. No news about Keith David. It'd be cool if he was back there again. Having the trio there last year was a lot of fun. It would be nice if all of them could be there again. What else we got? As far as official news, I think that's really all there is at the moment. There is another operation coming up next week. What is it titled? Pulling it up. Operation Shadows. And I think after that, they're doing a Reach style one, I think is the next one that's supposed to be coming up. So lots of cool content coming up. And there's a new weapon that's rumored to, or the community's guessing it's some kind of banished carbine, which will be interesting to play with.
Sticky Det. No.
It did kind of look like it had that silhouette when I first saw it, but then I saw the community's like carbine. I'm like, maybe. The green kind of throws it off though, because a lot of banished is red. The blueberries.
I'd love to see the Sticky Det again.
You're talking about the Sticky Det, or are you talking about the plasma?
No, the Sticky Det.
Oh, the actual Sticky Det. Okay.
Yeah, the actual Sticky Det. Not the plasma launcher.
It looks like the plasma launcher. This is one I was thinking of. Sticky Det's fun. It'd be nice to have a sandbox that just has all the Halo weapons.
And confined spaces.
Yeah. That's a fun weapon in Halo 4. So, yeah. That's official news. There was some other stuff I saw that they're going to bring the Hayabusa helmet back in a future operation. It was highly demanded, and not enough people, I guess, got it that wanted to get it, so they'll be bringing it back in a future operation. On the community side of things, Jumper Escape has released their Kickstarter for the 2026 Halo Community Calendar. So that is up and operational right now on Kickstarter. It actually got the We Love This Project stamp from Kickstarter, which is kind of cool. That it's their second year doing it, and they got that stamp within, I think, 24 hours of the project going live, which is crazy. Project Sunrise supports Reach now, so that's been up and running pretty well for, I think, widely used for the last few weeks. So it's cool to see that project actually supporting. I think they almost have all the games, the 360 games supported at this point. So I think the only one that might not be supported is ODST. That's more custom games anyways. Custom lobbies, so not matchmaking. But the Halo 3 supported.
Yeah.
Halo Reach now. I think Halo 4 maybe? I'm not entirely sure. Yeah. Anything on your mind?
Oh, the Halo 360 actually got a dashboard update.
Really? I haven't turned my 360 on in a while.
Me neither. But yeah, a few days ago, I saw that popping up all over YouTube.
Was it just like, what was the update for?
It just changed the way it looks. It looks more like the Xbox One launch menu.
Oh. I'm surprised they're still updating the dashboard of that console.
I think they did that just so they could advertise.
I feel like they've done that before, though. Like, they've had tiles that have Xbox One in them for a long time.
When they shut down the servers, a lot of the tiles just went inactive. So they were just dead space in the UI. So they've reconfigured the UI to make it look better.
Okay. Still, I don't know why. It's just interesting that they're still updating the dashboard for the Xbox 360 after all this time. It'd be nice to go back to the old style of dashboards. The blocking menus that's all over Microsoft's portfolio is just really boring.
I actually watched a video. Somebody came across an Xbox 360 that still had the blade menu on it. It had never been updated.
Wow. I wonder if there's a way to get a update package and force downgrade it in a way.
I don't know.
I wonder if that's something that could be done. Or someone make a custom dashboard package for the Xbox 360. I don't know if people are even interested at all.
I would think you would probably have to pretty much get a copy of the original operating system with the Blade dashboard and try to force install it on the system. Because I doubt the information's even still on the systems. Because, they only have so much space for the operating system. So I would imagine they'd clean any old information out.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely not on there, but it's just, yeah. And I'm guessing, like, if you had an old 360 that you wanted to connect up, you couldn't just connect it up without it trying to force an update. Like, if you wanted to connect to live, you would have to update. You could keep it offline.
For the update system is still active on the 360s, obviously. If you plug it into a network, it's going to want to update to the newest version.
Yep.
Because, as part of the 360 startup, is when it starts up, it checks for updates.
Mm-hmm. Other community stuff that's going on. There was a fan project called Spartan Survivors. It's a top-down kind of campaign-esque experience made by the community that got Halo Studios' actual thumb of approval publicly.
Cool.
The only other game that's had this is Installation 01, which I haven't heard of updates to that project in a long time. So that's pretty cool that Halo Studios is still kind of supporting that kind of stuff. There's the Stop Killing Games initiative, which I know there's been kind of ups and downs of that within the gaming sphere. It's been all over the news, not just in the Halo community, but in just gaming news as a whole. If you haven't heard of that news.
That movement kind of applies to pretty much all digital media. Something similar is happening in the video, digital video purchasing as well.
That's why I still buy a lot of Blu-rays.
Yeah, a physical copy, they can't take that away from you, but the rules that apply to a physical copy should still apply to a digital copy. That once you purchase a digital copy, you should either retain lifetime access to it or be able to download a copy of it.
Well, and this takes it one step further as far as removing functionality. On the
games,
like matchmaking.
On the games, they're wanting to continue the functionality of the games, which, I would love to still be able to connect to Xbox Live and still play Halo 2, Halo 3, Reach on the Xbox Live service. But that kind of stuff, I don't expect a company to support that indefinitely. It's like, Destiny. is a perfect example. One day the Destiny servers are going to go down and you will not be able to pay a game that people have literally invested 500 or more dollars in the life of the game. That is just money that is gone. You will not be able to play the campaign. You will not be able to do anything because it relies on the Bungie servers for the game.
And I could see that being argued as you're paying for an experience. It's going to be interesting how that, and this doesn't apply to the US, which is interesting because this is EU. There's nothing in the US that's actually kind of working on this, but whatever happens in the EU, and we've seen this in other areas, kind of happens across the board in tech, including the gaming industry.
The part that gets me, at least in this particular instance, is the removal of content that was paid for. I understand the reasoning behind why they did it, but part of doing that, they should have been working to correct it and bring it back. Because honestly, in the case of Destiny, it's an incomplete game.
And that's what this movement is trying to really get after is, if you've purchased content, and I don't know what kind of license, I honestly haven't read a EULA or a license thing of like when you buy a game, like what's the license agreement?
Well, when you buy a live service game, in the fine print, you are buying a license to access the game. You do not actually own the game.
You're talking digital or you're talking about like a physical?
On a live service game, it's all digital. Even if you have a physical media, that physical media is just a license.
Right. It's just a license key. It's a glorified license key.
Basically all it does, it installs a launcher on your system to launch the game, to tell the system where to connect to get access to the game. And unfortunately, that's a downside to a live service style game. No matter how much money you spend on it, you don't own the game. And even if you did own the game, as soon as the servers go down, you can't play it anyway. And, the recreating Xbox Live for the 360 is an astonishing feat. Don't get me wrong.
Well, it's not 360, it's just Halo.
For Halo, then. Just recreating that Xbox Live experience for those games is very impressive.
Quite the undertaking.
But to do that for something like Overwatch or Destiny or Helldivers, it's just not going to happen.
So the movement's really diving after trying to maintain access to content, right? So if we think of Halo, sure, matchmaking servers would go away, but the argument is give the community the tools to host their own, since custom games you have to be connected online, give the community tools to host their own servers so they can still play. And then that's at the cost of the player that wants to invest that time to run that server, to manage that server, configure that server, and whatnot. So if you're planning to sunset a game, and granted, there would be some extra effort that you have to have on the studio side to be, okay, we have to think about setting this and releasing a server toolkit to give to the community once this is done. But if you put enough forethought into that, that's not that hard to do. I mean, Halo 5, it was an online game, but they released a server version on PC where you could host.
Yeah, for something like Halo, where you just have a matchmaking system for part of the game, just the PvP part, that's something that's totally achievable. Microsoft's already done it with Halo 5. The program is still out there. You could still download it. It could have happened with any of the 360 games. That could have happened if the developer would have just released the tools or developed the program to allow people to create their own servers. But a lot of these bigger games, that's not practical. I mean, think about the hardware requirements to run, a live service game. It's a lot more than just matchmaking. I mean, it has to operate the AI for the enemy combatants. It has to generate the environment that you play in.
You can leave that up to the players, though, and you can actually play the AI solo on your own console offline.
True.
That is offline compatible. Now, granted, if you're doing that in a custom game or something like that,
True,
that's one thing.
But that's not the way this game is designed.
It's designed to be always on, but you could, in theory.
The game is designed to basically play back what the server tells it. Your game console or your computer tells the server where your character is in the environment, and the server sends back the information to tell your computer or your console what is in the environment.
Right. But
and the server controls it. Yeah.
Right, but you stand up your own server.
Correct. But it's like what are the hardware requirements for something like that?
I don't know. Whatever they are, like that's just part of the package.
I mean, just
if a community member wants to run a server and it's like, okay, you need 3 5090s to run the AI models, and I'm pretty sure it's not that hardware intensive, but say it is. Leave it like there would be community members out there that would build that system and let you run games on it, or have some kind of subscription model. Like, okay, pay $1 a month to access this.
I guess it's the practicality of it. Is that what I'm looking at it?
Most game servers, even with modern games that have it for PC, are not that intensive.
So I don't know. I don't know how these work. I've never been in the industry. I don't know what the requirements are for stuff. It's just, something like that seems like it would require some serious hardware, especially when you start talking about, running large instances with multiple players.
There's people out there that have the hardware and that would happily run it.
Yeah. Not to mention the bandwidth required.
Not a lot of bandwidth is required. You're talking 30K per client.
So I don't know.
And that's just for Infinite.
Infinite's a pretty light game, though, when it comes to network load.
A lot of the games are more subject to latency than bandwidth.
Mm-hmm.
Because they compress all the information down into data structures that can just quickly get shot across the line. So you're not really sending a lot of data over.
Anyway. But yes, I do believe that once you pay for something, you should own it. Not own a license to it. You should own it.
And I think there's exceptions where, okay, matchmaking, it doesn't make sense for a studio to keep matchmaking servers going for forever, right? But the core of the experience of, like, in the case of Halo, custom games, Forge, theater, let the community still have access to that. And sure, maybe take the matchmaking servers offline, but try to keep everything else functional. Put a patch in the update, say, okay, I want to... I imagine like running a single server to just query custom games, or maybe a handful of servers, is probably not that much overhead, right?
Well, I mean, just add something to the game that looks for active servers. A server browser.
We still have to have a central place that stores that information. Take the Halo 2, what's the project called? Project Cartographer, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Basically, you're updating your game to overwrite whatever server that the game is expecting to look at. And that's what Sunrise is basically doing too. There's a user that's modifying their build to, instead of pointing to the Xbox server, point to a custom server.
Mm-hmm.
The community is basically modding a URL and redirecting where the traffic is supposed to be going to a different place. So you could basically give the community that kind of tool of, like, okay, put a patch in to say, I realize the risk of connecting to an unverified, unofficial server. Are you sure you want to do this? Checkbox, yes. Please enter the URL of the server you want to connect to for all your online capabilities, type of thing. And then give the community the tools to run it. If it's a game you're not going to be supporting anymore, and you already have terms and conditions of license IP and not copying that, then give the community the server installer. Let them run it, and then put something in the game to say, okay, you can point to this set of servers or this service that some community member is willing to run $500 a month to run on whatever hardware rig, and it still lets the community that wants to continue to play it for however long they want to. I mean, I don't know how much. I don't think the Sunrise server cost is that much. When we had when we had Cody on the show to talk about the project, it didn't sound like that it was a very heavy lift of a server that he was running.
Just the size of something like that, yeah. For Halo matchmaking, yeah, it probably wouldn't be that. It wouldn't. It isn't required. We already know that with the Halo 5 server thing that they put out. We know it doesn't require a lot of compute power to have a Halo server. You know, because I actually installed it on hardware that couldn't even play the game. You know, you couldn't install Forge on this, and it would not run. But it would run the Halo server.
Yeah, the server part of it's not that intensive.
But
now, if you're throwing AI bots in there, that's one thing.
Yeah, like I said,
if it's strictly players, all you're worrying about is positioning of all dynamic objects and states. That's all you're tracking. With a handful.
But some of these other games, they rely on a lot more information coming and going to the server. So,
like what game?
Destiny, for one.
What about Destiny is other than states and positions of players and objects?
All their AI is on their servers.
Okay, other than AIs.
Well, I mean, like I said, there's.
I mean, look at campaign. Look at Halo 3 campaign. All those AIs were synced across the game on Xbox 360 hardware.
But that's the way the game was built.
A lot of AIs are like, yes. It's just decision trees. It's like, okay, you're looking at a set of states and deciding an outcome. That.
But what I'm saying is that Halo 3 or any of the Halo games on the campaign side, all the campaigns, they're in the box. That's the way the game was designed. Other games aren't designed like that.
The AI models are very similar. AI models have not changed that much.
They are very similar, but if a company is shutting down servers to a game, they are not going to rewrite the entire game to move information like that from the servers onto the clients.
I'm not saying put it on the clients. I'm just saying give the community the server software to deploy, and then you can direct your install of the game to a different server. I'm not saying implement it into the client. I'm saying give us the server software so we can put it on a server out there and then just redirect our game install.
We're just talking about two different things, Tess. Let's move on to something else.
We went down that rabbit hole. Yes, if you're talking about implementing something, re-implementing something in a different way, yeah, that you're obviously going to take additional time there. But that's not what I was. Anyways, any other community news that I've missed that you're aware of? Marathon got canceled. For anyone else tracking that from Bungie.
But there's lots of stuff that happened. Just nothing that I can actually determine I really want to talk about.
Oh, what do you think about the new? I don't know what the weapon's called off the top of my head because I haven't played a lot with it. But the new shotgun hammer.
Oh, the Mauler or not Mauler? What the hell is it?
Mutilator.
Mutilator. Yes, it makes a really good hammer.
It does.
Not so much a shotgun. At least I haven't figured out how to get a kill with a shotgun portion of it, at least.
I haven't gotten the great handle on it yet either. The hammer, though.
I mean, it worked. It works just like a hammer should.
Yep.
Speaking of which, they did bring in Griffball.
And I have not had a chance to play that yet.
They've tweaked the hammer settings. I don't know if it's across the game or just in Griffball.
I believe it's just for that mode.
It behaves more like a hammer. Or a traditional hammer, I should say.
I think they had to do some funny stuff with the Forge scripting to make that happen. I think that's just specific to the Griffball game mode.
Yeah, like I said, in that game mode, the hammer definitely acts different, but it still does some of the shit that it does in regular matchmaking too, like kills from 7 blocks away.
I've seen a lot of people get really excited for Griffball though.
Oh, don't get me wrong. It's a lot of fun. We played a few games of it. It's pretty much just like it's always been. You know, the game mode didn't seem very much different from any of the other Griffballs that played over the years.
Okay.
It does feel a little different because of the mobility in Infinite, just the way the characters move. But it's not a bad thing. It's almost like the characters it feels a little smoother.
The hammer or the players?
Just all the movement.
Or the gameplay. Okay.
Just the entire, it just feels less janky than some of the other versions of Griffball have been. And it's nothing to do with the forgers. It's nothing to do with the game type. It's just the way the game handles that particular game type.
Yeah. It's funny going back and playing Halo 3 Griffball, comparing it to how Griffball has evolved. Mm-hmm. It's rough.
Yeah.
Definitely kind of saw that with rose tinted glasses, and when MCC came out and going back to Halo 3 Griffball, it's like, oh, that's rough. Now, granted, server architecture versus client server architecture makes a difference. I feel like there's a little more forgiveness with how Halo 3 on 360 ran it versus how MCC runs it, but it's still a very rough experience. And it's definitely improved since. I think Halo 2 Anniversary, honestly, is my best experience with Griffball. Halo 5 Griffball was okay, but with all the advanced movement, it was kind of just a different experience. I haven't tried it on Infinite yet, obviously, but Halo 2 Anniversary's Griffball I feel like was pretty solid. I think it was Halo 2 Anniversary. Maybe it was Halo 4.
I mean, I've enjoyed playing Griffball in all the games. Is it my favorite game mode? No. I'm not very good at it. In any of the games, I've never been really good with the hammer. Just seems like Infinite, I'm even worse with hammer. Because the way my brain thinks it's supposed to work and the way it actually works are two different things.
It's changed a lot over the years.
And I think part of that is I kind of got spoiled in Halo 5 with hammers that we had then. Because the hammers in Halo 5 work very different than the hammers in Infinite.
I feel like every hammer in every game works.
The base hammer in Halo 5
3 and 3 maybe not too different.
Yeah. The base hammer in Halo 5 was pretty similar to all the other hammers that preceded it. It's a little different. And
I feel like Halo 4's hammer was distinctly different from Reach and 3.
It was different, yes. But it wasn't, in my mind, it wasn't an extreme difference.
Okay.
Like each game, the swing timing is just a little bit different. And that's what most people associate with on the hammers. But Infinite just changed everything about the hammer. I mean, where the kill zone is, what the swing rate is, how quick you swap to it. Just everything is changed, and my brain cannot get around it.
That tends to happen a lot.
It's kind of like the same thing that they've done with the small changes they made to the tank just over its iterations. The Scorpion. It's like, I love the Halo 3 tank. Hate the rest of the game when it comes to matchmaking, but I love the tank because it's point and shoot. It drives the way I expect it to drive. And then in Halo 4, they changed it and it doesn't drive right anymore and it doesn't shoot straight. And it's like, and then Halo 5, it's okay, it shoots straight, but I can't drive the damn thing. I'm pushing forward on the stick and it's going backwards. It's like,
that weird little axis where it's like, okay, if you're this far, it's going to drive backwards versus forwards. Yeah.
I mean, it's like, if the front of the tank's pointing that way, go that way. Not where the barrel's pointing.
Yeah. The direction my stick is going is make the front point that way and then go that way. Not if the back is looking that way, do the back. But that's interesting. I hadn't even thought about that. All the different intricacies of all the different parts of the game and how they've changed over the years. That'd be an interesting chart to build. And the pistol's got to be probably one of the biggest things that have changed throughout the entire lineup of games. You go from the hand cannon. You go from the hand cannon in CE to the dinky little thing in Halo 2, and then the weird, whatever you want to call it, in Halo 3. Like, it looks like a hand cannon, but it doesn't really feel like it. Then ODST, you got the silence pistol, which everybody loves.
I actually did like that. It was that thing. I swear, it was purpose built for the noob combo.
It really was. It really was.
When they,
it's one of the most satisfying things of getting that plasma bolt off, and then the little pew.
Yeah, it's just when they went to design that, I really do think they said, we want to make this the noob combo weapon.
It works.
Because, I mean, honestly, it works with the plasma pistol better than anything else in the game when it comes to doing that particular move. I mean, the swap time's right. The accuracy is right there. The sound is great.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. I won't be alive long enough to see that ever come to pass, because that's a lot of information. And then just figuring out how to describe the differences between them.
Yeah.
In a coherent sense where anybody reading it can figure it out.
Because you could probably pull up the technical specs, but then you would have to really dissect it down of like, okay, this is what this means, and this is what this means. And remember when we used to go through updates and we would highlight some of the specific things of like, okay, the effective magnetic range, magnetism range is this, and they've effectively changed the bullet within the reticle to this, and the effective range.
It's like, how many people actually understood that, though?
Competitive people do.
How many people in the Halo community, people that actually play the game, actually understood what they were talking about? Yes, the competitive side did. Anybody that played ranked did. But I did, but that's just because I read it enough to figure out what was going on.
You figured out which ones were important that you needed to know. It's like, oh, that's how I need to adjust for playing this weapon, and that's the one I use the most.
Well, I mean, it's like,
that's basically what you do.
Was it? I was watching one game, and it was actually more accurate to not aim at somebody with a sniper rifle because of bullet magnetism. You had a higher likelihood of actually getting a headshot if you didn't actually point at the head.
I feel like that was
the head box.
I feel like that was Reach, because you see all the montages of Reach of people on the back of mongooses just getting snipes out of the back of the mongoose. I feel like that was Reach.
But yeah, it's like, I'm not gonna figure this crap out. It's hard enough for me to even get the reticle on the person when it comes to a sniper rifle, at least, especially moving. What else can we rant about?
I finished Epitaph.
Yay!
I am a quarter of the way through Empty Throne, and I'm having a hard time following all the windiness of the story at the moment.
Yeah.
Probably have to
3
listen.
times for me.
Okay.
So on Epitaph, how long did it take you to figure out who was telling the story?
Oh, I instantly knew. It was the Didact. I mean, it's on the freaking cover.
I didn't look at the cover though. I do audiobooks. Remember?
It's on the freaking image of the audiobook.
All I did is I'm looking at a picture that is ½ inch by ½ inch.
I go to Spotify and I do Epitaph.
Hey.
It's right there. Didact's
like
face.
I said, I do an audiobook. I don't stream it through Spotify. I actually buy the audiobook. And on my phone, the picture is ½ inch by ½ inch. And I didn't look at it. All I did is hit play. So it took me probably 2 or 3 paragraphs before I figured out who it was.
I mean, that's still instantaneous.
Before I knew for sure. Let's put it that way.
I mean, 2-3 paragraphs, that's still
suspected it was.
instantaneous to, like, for reading a book. I feel like that's still instantaneous.
Well, I mean, a lot of times I'll have it, I'll figure it out within the first couple of sentences of, who is the speaker. It's like, an empty throne. By the end of the first sentence, you know who you're talking about, because the book basically tells you who they're about to talk about.
Right.
But
there's like 4 storylines in Empty Throne. You have the operation from Lord Hood's daughter. You have Saren, Lord Hood, and the other person that's with them. You have the Banished, and then you have, what's the 4th storyline that I'm on right now? There's a 4th one in there. Great team.
Yeah, it definitely keeps you.
So I'm like, I'll probably have to re-listen to that one again just to get my head straight. I at least get
by the third time through, I was able to kind of keep up with it. And I mean, it's not limited to a small time frame either.
Well, so far I've only got like maybe a couple of days in the time frame.
Yeah, it gets bigger.
It's interesting they started off with
jumps in the story, I should say.
Okay.
The points of view are from a very wide time. I won't go any further than that because I don't want to ruin it for him.
So yeah, I'm on the latest Halo book.
Oh my god!
How about them apples? I caught up.
It only took him 20 years.
Hey, now. Doesn't help that they release a book every year. And there was a while they were releasing multiple books a year. It was like three. Wasn't there like one year they released 5 books?
Yeah.
That was a crazy year.
They did, well, for the Halo 4 launch, they did. In 2 years, they released
they had the
6 books.
Forerunner Saga and the Kilo 5 trilogy.
Uh-huh.
See, at least the Kilo 5 trilogy was kind of like one storyline, and the Forerunner Saga, it was kind of a little weird and stuff, but it was still kind of segmented enough.
All the Halo books bounce around. They all tell more than one story. Just some of them are shorter than others.
Well, and some are a little bit more focused on, there's multiple angles, but still kind of still related in the same thing.
Like The Flood, you have the video game story.
Right. Which
and
is
then you had, then you had everything going on that was happening at the same time as the video game story from all the people that survived from the Pillarado. So all these Marines that you come across during the game, you get their story.
The other 40%.
Right. Which actually makes Halo make a whole hell of a lot more sense. I mean, once you read The Flood and then you go through and you play Combat Evolved again, things in the game you have a different perspective on. Yes. Especially when you're in the library and you come across the Marine.
The library or 343 Guilty Spark?
No, the library. It's the Marine that has the shotgun and the additional and ammo packs and a health pack right there.
Yeah, at the library. Oh, yes. 343 Guilty Park's first attempt at trying to get a human to get the index.
Right.
I forgot about that Marine until you mentioned that. That's right.
Yeah, the one you're probably thinking about is the Crazy Marine.
Yes, but then I now remember which one you're talking about. The one that's basically at the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like I said, Halo books have always told multiple stories.
It's just what breadth and depth.
Empty Throne takes it to a whole new level.
Okay. And it's a thick boy, too. Like, compared to the other Halo books that are sitting on my bookshelf, it's one of the thicker ones. Looks like it's even thicker than Fractures.
Now, let me see. Empty Throne is a 17-hour audiobook.
Shadows of Reach was pretty long, too, though.
Uh-huh. But yeah, 17 hours. Where
I'm only 20% of the way through that, I think.
Let's see. Tiny details. Epitaph is 9-hour book, audiobook.
Okay.
So Empty Throne is almost double what Epitaph is in audiobook form.
So it's going to take a while for me to get through
Yeah.
it. But hey, at least I'm on it.
Yeah.
It was cool to hear like the little influences the Didact had in like Halo 5 story.
Yep. And in Infinite's story as well.
True. Yeah, the early parts of it. Well, no, not really. Well, yeah, kind of like
actually
the kind of the leading up part.
Yeah, the Didact's intervention.
Yep.
Actually got Cortana thinking about what she was doing.
Yep.
Which led up to the events of Infinite.
What was the line? I am who.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
It's like the message that she leaves for the Didact. I forget what the line is at the moment.
Yeah, I know what the line is. I can almost hear it. Yeah, you actually say it a couple of times during.
What's the line, Pence?
But anyway, Didact actually played a part in the beginning of the story of Infinite.
Yeah, and that was cool. In a different form, though, which...
Yeah.
In his new way to, like, travel the universe. Oh, there it is. I am what I dare.
Yeah.
Literally the second to last page in the book.
But yeah, it was a good book. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too.
And I've actually kind of got out of the habit of actually looking at the book covers, to your point earlier. Because some of the book covers are really spoiler covers. I mean, they tell you a lot about the story before you even open the book. Hence the whole 343 storyline being renegades.
Oh.
Well, the 3 books of that one. There's, I'm not knocking the book art. Gave a lot away. Anyway.
That's fair.
So I download them, I hit play. I really don't examine the thumbnail at all. Just so I can kind of immerse myself in the book and learn everything as it unfolds in the book.
That's a good way to do it. I hadn't really given thought to that, but that's a good point.
I mean, some of the book covers, they're fine. They don't give a whole lot away. Like there's a picture of Master Chief on there. Okay, well, Master Chief's in the story. You're not giving a whole lot away.
Right.
And with, the Flood, if you played the game, okay, yeah. I mean, the book came out after the game, so
right.
You kind of know what that is.
Not much guessing there.
No. Although it was the first time I read it, it was a real surprise of how much story they added to it.
William D. did a very good job with that.
No, they're honestly, I mean, even the Greg Bear books, they're all great books. They all have a good story to tell. Just some of them are a little drier in audio form than others.
Well, I read those books. I haven't listened to those in audio form yet.
Yeah. Well, they in audio form, they are, well, the first book and the last book are great. The middle one, it kind of drags.
But we learned about the origins of Guilty Spark.
Yeah, that is the only one I really had to make sure I was doing something when I was listening to it. Because if I was just sitting on the couch, I'd fall asleep.
Very well. Well, I think we've rambled on enough for tonight. My voice is starting to get a little hoarse from being sick. But yeah, it's been a while since we've been behind the microphone. It'll probably be a couple more weeks before we get back onto things. There will be still kind of longer interruptions between not interruptions, but longer time frames between episodes. Just because I'm still not back to full speed with having kids and whatnot. Yeah. And then GT, I think you have something to add.
I do have one final announcement. After over 10 years with Podtacular, I will be stepping away. Things have moved around in my life where I don't have the ability to do this anymore. It's heartbreaking because you guys have been great friends. I've met some really nice people. Dust was kind enough to allow me in here by saying, "Hey, can you host game night tonight?" What? Anyway, but yeah, I've really enjoyed all the interactions I've had with everybody, all the friendships I've made. I will be hosting one last game night. That will be tomorrow night, August 1st. And then I will be stepping down from Podtacular. I'll still pop in from time to time on game nights. So I do encourage everybody. Just because I'm not there doesn't mean you guys can't get together to play. And every once in a while, I may jump in and play with you for a little while. It's just things have moved around in my life where I don't have the, I would say time, but energy to do this every week. So thank you all for the long run. I don't know what I would have been doing for the last 10 years without you guys. You've made it an interesting weekly occasion. Anyway.
Well, thank you so much, GT, for being here for, it still boggles my mind that it's been 10 years. I mean, that's Halo 5 lobbies. I remember them fondly with playing Warzone and all the customs that were in there, and us jumping back onto 360 games every once in a while, because that was still back at the time where, okay, we had Halo 5 and we would go and jump into Halo Reach and Halo 4 customs every once in a while and have those throwback nights.
Yeah, I actually started with Halo 4, leading into Halo 5, I believe.
I still, and Speed's still one of my favorite game modes.
Oh yeah, always will be.
Yep, it always will be one of my favorites.
And I think,
yeah,
I don't know, it's toss up between Reach and Halo 4, which one had the better version. They were both pretty good.
Yeah, the Halo 5 one definitely was not great.
No,
and Halo Infinite's even worse.
Yeah, the physics didn't just change too much.
Yeah,
and that makes me sad because it's probably not going to be any better with Unreal.
You never know.
I mean,
there seems to be some promise.
Possible. It's possible, but I don't know. I'll be interested to see.
So just to add a little tidbit on here at the end, apparently there was a private, not speech, panel that was given, or that someone found, and apparently internally the issue wasn't whether or not they could recreate the Halo feel in Unreal. It was more the technical ability of the engine to do some of the special things that Halo does, which you could kind of maybe translate that into the Halo feel a little bit, but seemed like from a studio perspective when they were making the decision for Halo Infinite that their concern wasn't being able to accomplish the feel of Halo inside of it. And Havoc is a physics engine that you can use within Unreal. So the physics side of Halo, you can still get that with Unreal using the Havoc physics engine.
Well, I think it's the interaction between the two that makes the Halo feel. It's not just the physics engine. It's the interaction between both of them that makes the feel of Halo.
And the physics engine, yep.
That makes Halo Halo. I mean, it's just the way they interact that make things what we have learned to appreciate.
Well, if the all but confirmed rumors are true at this point, which is Halo CE being remade in Unreal for next year, then
We'll see.
We'll get our hands on it in not too distant future. Hopefully they bring back the Halo Insider and actually do some flights.
That would be nice.
They still promote it every once in a while, or I don't remember the last time they actually promoted it, but
I have not seen a promotion for the flights in at least a year and a half. I probably still have my last message in my message box because
haven't deleted it.
I set up my profile to email me when I get a message, but it never did. So there were several of these flights that I got invited to that I had no idea I'd been invited to because I never got notification that I got an invite.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Well, GT, thank you for your 10 years of tenure. I know you're not leaving. It's a stepping down at this point, so we'll see you around, I'm sure, hopefully within live streams and within game nights.
You never know. I might pop back up on the podcast.
Yeah. Doors open, always open there.
I got to scare Dust somehow. Plus, I got to make obscure movie references that he'll never get.
Gotta keep me on my toes there. Yeah. Well, thank you all for listening to the podcast tonight. This kind of somber note at the end here, but GT, it's been fantastic having you on. Thank you so much for riding along with me on this journey. You will be getting a care package in the mail here within the next couple of weeks. So,
is it edible?
No. Well,
okay, good.
I mean, technically, you could probably eat parts of it, but
I have to
it's
preface
not food.
this.
It's not food.
Let me preface this. Okay, Des tends to send out little care packages every year for Christmas. Okay, nice. They're nice little treats and everything. So, not last year, year before, my wife goes out to work, sees the package on the front steps, doesn't think anything of it. She brings the package inside and actually sets it on our kitchen counter. We get home to find that package all over the house. The contents is gone. I'm like, hun, what was this package? Well, I think Des sent it to you. And I'm like, that was candy.
Food.
And cookies.
It was cookies and
peanut brittle. And yeah. The dog had ate it. So, new rule. Whenever packages come in, we verify what it is before we just leave it set on the counter. But now we've moved on to having to do that with all packages.
You're welcome.
Saturday. Last Saturday.
Oh, no.
I got myself a new pair of shoes delivered.
Oh, no.
The wife was working late that day, so she pulled them in off the porch, brought them in, and just set them down by the couch. She went upstairs to get dressed to go to work, comes back down, and the dog is already through the outside box and chewing on the inside box, about to get to the shoes.
Oh, good.
Good thing they were only $40. So, but the dog didn't make it to the shoes. I'm like, what possessed you to chew the box, dog?
The last box I ate had good stuff in it.
No, this is the best part. Just to the right of where she set that box, there's like 17 other boxes that I haven't thrown away yet.
But are they open?
Why couldn't you chewed on? Those actually have, like, some of them have like leftover food bags in them too. Stuff that we've carried food in.
But are they open?
Alone? Yes, they were open.
Well, there it is right there. Is this closed box?
It's like, if you're going to do that, just try one of those.
That's funny.
Anyway.
That's really funny.
I thank for the wonderful times, and I hope life treats you well. We'll see you again one more time tomorrow, right here on Podtacular's Twitch channel at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time for my final Fraggin' Friday.
Hosting Fraggin' Friday. He'll be around.
I'll be around. Final time hosting it.
Right. Maybe the guest appearance every once in a while. Who knows?
Maybe.
Well, thank you, GT, for taking the reins on that for the last 10 years. needless to say, I don't think I'll be doing it weekly. I think the goal will be, and I'll put that out in Discord, socials, and whatnot. But yeah, thank you, GT. Words aren't enough to express how much you have contributed to Podtacular and host to talk with on the podcast for 10 years and also hosting game nights. So thank you for your contribution for all these years. Really means a lot.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you for listening to Podtacular, the unofficial Halo Universe podcast. You can find our podcast on your favorite podcasting service and listen to us live every Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Twitch. Check out our website, podtacular.com, and join the community on Discord at podtacular.com/discord. If you want to play Halo with us, come join us for Fraggin' Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Become a supporter of the show by sharing the show with your friends and family, or help keep the lights on by subscribing to us on Twitch, donating via PayPal, or becoming a patron alongside Confal, Pins Halo, and Prestige Ace. Until next time, keep on fragging trucks.